Alright guys, so let me show you how the media lies. Alright, so here's one example today. Today on the YouTube channel CBS This Morning, they posted a video talking about the protests that have been going on in Michigan. Apparently there was one just yesterday, and there's been many going on for weeks now. If you recall, there was one that everybody heard about where a group of people protested at the Capitol building, in the Capitol building, while armed. Okay, and this report was talking about all of those protests, and basically they just keep trying to paint these people, everyone that's doing these protests, as Nazis, as white supremacists, you know, all the typical things that are being said. But in all of these videos that they show, there's all these clips. I haven't seen any of the things that they're talking about. They claim that there's Confederate flags. They claim that there's Nazi symbolism. Now, the Nazi symbolism, I am seeing that, and the Nazi symbolism is directed towards the politicians and the leaders that they're protesting. They're calling them Nazis. They're calling them fascists, and they're saying that they're being tyrannical in these orders, in these shutdown orders. So the point is that they keep trying to paint these guys and girls, you know, people, as white supremacists and Nazis, and claiming that they're carrying Confederate flags, and there's no evidence that what they're saying is true. This is a narrative that the media is pushing. When you look at the videos, what I saw was American flags. I saw Don't Tread on Me flags, which is an American Revolution flag. Maybe they're confusing that one with the Confederate flag. If that's the case, they need to go back to high school and study their American history a little better. From everything that I can see, these people believe in freedom, they believe in liberty, they believe in American principles, and they believe that these shutdown orders, lockdown orders, are an overreach of the government's power, infringing upon our rights. Now, whether you agree with that or not, that's a valid viewpoint that needs to be heard and should be reported objectively by the media without them trying to squash the message or twist the message into something else, which is obviously what they're doing. Either the media is so stupid that they don't know what these people are actually doing, but really, come on, is that what you think is going on here? The media just doesn't know what these people stand for. They just didn't listen to them, or they don't know what the Don't Tread on Me flag is. Is that what's going on? Or they're twisting it and turning it into something else to paint a different picture, to just squash that point of view and not let it be heard. It's a valid argument. It's a valid discussion that needs to happen. This is also an American value, is that we have freedom of speech. This is one of our First Amendment rights, is to have a discourse and to talk about things peaceably. By the way, the armed protesters came peacefully. And if you think it sounds crazy to walk into a Capitol building armed, because here in Southern California that wouldn't happen, but if you think that sounds crazy, in Michigan it's completely legal to do that. It's completely legal to go into the Capitol building armed. So they didn't break any laws. It was a legal, lawful protest. They did it peaceably. And what's the problem? Let's have a discussion. Because part of their point is that the government is rising up and lording over us and flexing its muscles against us. And so their show of strength and being armed when they walked there was a bit of flexing their muscles and saying, we are the people. We have rights. We can overthrow the government if necessary. The Constitution actually tells us that we can do that. That's how this country is supposed to work. Our forefathers purposely put provisions in the Constitution, in everything the way it was written, so that it would make it hard for the government to become tyrannical over its people. And why did they do that? Because they, at the time, were under a tyrannical leader. They were being oppressed by a tyrannical government. It's clear what the context was if you're paying attention and if you don't try to rewrite the history book. So pay attention, people. I mean, the point is, pay attention. The media is not telling you the truth. Then in this video, they go on to point out a situation where there was a interchange that happened between a black family walking across the street and a guy that was part of one of the protests. And this guy had a very large pipe wrench that he was carrying on his shoulder, okay? Now, I can understand that could look threatening, okay? I get that. But they had an interchange where they were each walking across the street opposite each other. I'm going to link to this video in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. But they have an interchange, and the guy with the pipe wrench actually was talking to them in a friendly manner, it appears from the video. He actually raised his hand up for a high five. The woman seemed to kind of start to go for the high five and then pulled back. And then you see the two of them laughing, meaning the black couple who are with their children and the other guy. And then we cut to a scene of the black people talking about how frightened they were in the situation and everything. And I'm thinking, so these people were walking across the street towards the protesters, a huge group of armed guys. They were walking towards them. And later they're saying they were so scared and that was such a frightening interchange. But if you were so frightening, why did you walk towards the people? And why were you smiling? And why did you not look threatened? And nothing happened. But see, this is all part of the media trying to keep that racist narrative going, that these guys are racist. By the way, supposedly a lot of these people in this protest were part of a Facebook group called Blue Igloo. I looked up that group, and they're guys that believe in the Constitution. It clearly states on there that anybody of any race, any ethnicity, any gender, any sexuality can be a part of their group and even have a differing opinion than what they have, as long as you're not just being a troll on their group. So again, the media is painting this picture of this group, and it's just the evidence doesn't seem to be showing that what the media is saying is true. So basically my point is that news reports like this are not news reports at all. They're not telling you the news. This right here would be called hearsay, rumors, gossip, or just flat out lies. That's not a news report. That's not investigative reporting. That's not what journalism is supposed to be all about. It's telling us the story they want to tell, telling a narrative they want to tell, an idea that they want to spread, and trying to back it up by telling you certain things that weren't even there. You know, there's Confederate flags. There was no Confederate flags. Look, I wasn't at the protest, so I don't know if there was anybody there with a Confederate flag. But my point is that all the videos that they're showing, I don't see anything like that. If there was that, wouldn't they show it in the video? Wouldn't they make sure and get a shot of that? but it wasn't there. They're adding that to the story. Okay, so just come on, folks. Like, the media doesn't lie to us? I mean, I could probably give you an example every single day of this type of thing. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. For the record, I basically agree with these protesters. I do think it's an overreach. I think this is a massive overreaction to a virus. But that's actually for another video. So that's about it for this one, guys. Pay attention. Don't get your rights taken away from you. Speak up. Take care.